let's implement the navigation back to a list of contests. When we are on a contest view here, there's no way in the UI to go back. So let's add a link here to navigate back to the list of contests. This link should work both as a history step, or when we refresh this page and we want to go to a list of contests here, it will need to fetch the list of contests from the API and display them. So let's start simple. In the contest component, I'm going to put this description in its own div. Let's call this contest description, and I'll place this description in that div. And I'm going to introduce a new div. Let's make the class of this div home link, and it's also going to be a link. And in here, I'll simply make this contest list link. Now it's a link, but let's give it some styles. So in the style Sass file, let's do the home link is, let's give it a margin top 1 em. And let's also give it a color that is bluish. Let's take a look. Looking good. So in the contest component, we want to define an on-click handler for this contest list link. Since this is going to fetch something from the API and change the state of our UI, let's pass this click function down from the parent app component. So we'll name it this.probs.contest.list.click. So this is a function. So we want to do contest list click is prob types dot function dot required. And this is looking good so far. So let's go back to the app component. And inside the contest component, we're going to define a contest list click. And this contest list click is going to change the state of our UI. So we actually need to go fetch the list of contests every time we click on this contest list. And once we have the list of contests back from the server, we want to change the state to reflect this click. So let me go to the API file where we manage all our API calls, and let's introduce a new function to fetch the list of contests. So we'll call this fetch contest list. This will not have any argument, and the API is simply /API/contests. And the response is going to have an object, so let's just return the contests themselves from that object. So now back on the state, just like I have a fetch contest call here, we're going to have another one. We'll call this fetch contest list. Also will not receive any argument. And we do need to push to the state the new URL. So the new URL is going to be just slash. And we want to make this null. And in here, we're going to fetch a contest list, no argument. And it will give me a list of contests. And when we receive a list of contests, we want to put the whole object on the state, just like that. And we also want to make this into null. Otherwise, the UI is not going to change. The only way we can force the UI to render a list of contests is to not have a current contest ID. So this is going to be null. And actually, in here, in the handler, we can directly call this .fetch contest list. Fetch contest list is going to change the browser history. So it will take us back to slash here. And then once we have a response from the server, we are resetting the UI of the state. So we don't have a current contest ID. We're back to the contest list, and we do have a list of contests coming from the server. So I think we're ready to test. Let's refresh. I'm expecting that when I click on this contest list, there will be an API call to /API/contests, and the UI is going to change to the list of contests. Let's test. There you go. API/contests, and we have the list of contests.